in my state, probate's pretty darn quickly.
Yep.
It happens quick in New Jersey. Usually by sending letters, by the time I talk to them, there's really not much of a service I could offer them from the probate expertise side. It's really, listing their house as a realtor and as an investor, I give them that option as well. So I'm usually giving people multiple options, and that's kind of my leg up on one tool in a toolbox people. So, and I usually give two or three other options as well, one or maybe two more options. So a total of three or four. Question is this. I'm getting my lunch eaten by my competition via doing exactly what you were just saying, getting to them before they make the decision. Okay, they're doing it by way of technology, websites. So who can I go to? Who's the coach? Who's got the service that can really kind of roll up their sleeves for me and help me do the keyword searches, whatever. And I start attacking that with my website and getting in front of their faces with the right keywords that they're in my state, my area, typing in so that I can be the one who's going to get the business, because a lot of times it's too late for me, just by doing the direct mail, which has its benefits and I love it. And, but,
Sure.
I just want more business, Bruce.
Yep.
And
Okay. Do you know what the keywords are?
no, I don't.
Okay.
I'm not text first. Now, if you guys do, maybe you guys, I haven't been on a while. Maybe this is what we do, Mike. We've been doing this for a long time. I got you covered.
Okay.
In the perfect world, you're like, no problem. What's your email again? Okay, I'll shoot it. Otherwise, where can I go to master this and get it done?
Okay. So I'm looking around the Zoom room here, and I'm looking for, and I'm not going to call anyone out unless you want to raise your hand and share. I'm looking for those that have done this from a web standpoint or YouTube standpoint.
By
Okay.
the way,
So
I have a lot of video testimonials already, and I'm just not leveraging that content. And
okay.
I feel like, with the right website, internet marketing strategy, hey, maybe there's even a little pay-per-click because you want to get in front of that executor, ASAP. And I know if they come to my site and they see my YouTube videos, it's over. I'm going to win because
Okay.
nobody's got the amount of videos as I do. And I give everybody 1,000%. So I know I'm going to do well, but I just got to get a fighting chance.
Okay. Here's what I'm hearing. Okay. I'm hearing that you have relevant content to what the consumer needs needs to see. And I'm going to emphasize that word. You have relevant content to what the consumer needs to see. They need to see testimonials and reviews. They need to see that you're the top person to sell their inherited house. They need to see that they want to work with a probate expert. So need. Okay. There's a big difference between need to see and want to see. A huge difference. So sell the sizzle, not the steak. They need the steak. They want the sizzle. So they are not out looking for and Googling who's the best realtor to buy my inherited house, who's the best investor to buy my inherited house. That's not what they're looking for. They are not looking for testimonials, real estate testimonials. They're not looking for those things. So you have great content, and your site, your YouTube. Okay, let's talk YouTube for a second. We'll go to websites in a minute. Your YouTube is probably impressive, and like you said, you've got a lot of content. If you can get them there, they're gonna love it. They're gonna recognize that you're the expert. The trick is you can't get them there with what they need to see. You get them there with what they want to see, with what they're looking for. What are they looking for? How to fill out Form 97T6. Don't Google 97T6. I have no idea what that form is or if it even exists. I just made it up. They are looking for how much does it cost to apply for probate? Who's the best probate attorney in name of your town, New Jersey? How much do probate attorneys cost? Um, they are looking for things like this. How to do an estate sale, how to fill out this form, how to fill out that form. So I can't give you all the exact terms that they're looking for, but what I want you to do is just kind of put yourself in the mind of a clueless consumer representative who's just been thrust into a process that they don't understand and they've never gone through before, and ask yourself, how do I what are they looking for? What are they looking for? Not what do they need, because we know that many times they need to sell a house and they need to work with someone who understands probate. They don't know that. They don't know that. So if you want content, do content around some of those things that they're actually looking for. And what I like to do is go to Google and look at what I think they're looking for. And then look at the Google suggested searches. Okay, that's the easiest, cheapest way to do it. Look at the Google suggested searches. Another thing that you might want to do is get and there's other tools for this. So if somebody knows a um, cheaper tool for this, please chat it in or raise your hand. I might go get SEMrush. So SEMrush, not the cheapest tool out there, but it's kind of the top tool for doing SEO searches. So if you want to know what people are searching for and how many hits it gets on an average month, go get SEMrush or a tool like that. Maybe I think there's one called Keyword Search, if I'm not mistaken. I use SEMrush, so I don't know all the other tools that are out there. And look at what consumers are actually looking for. Again, Michael, not what they need. So stop worrying about what they need and start worrying about what they want, what they're searching for. And once you land them, now you can give them a steady dose of what they need. Bill, you use Executorium. Bill, please chime in if you want. I don't want to force you to, but if you have anything to add to this, I'm always interested.
Well, I think the talking to real estate agents all the time, and some of which are on this call, that struggle with, well, what do I share? What do I send out to my clients? And I think, I try to think of the fact that I'm more creative and I move quickly. I think you're the same way, Bruce. But most agents who are starting on this really struggle with, well, where do I get content? And so what I tell them is I would find a good source. I use executorium.com as a great resource. They have on their page, social media they've done that they're fine with you resharing. And so out of the 100 articles, I would say just read a couple that you find interesting. And if you find interesting, the people that you know are going to find interesting, and just summarize that and post that link on your social media and or email it out to your database. But it's already done. And so I would say just start with commenting on other people's material. And over time, you'll start to learn how to create your own. So I just, as a kind of a cheat sheet first step, and executorium.com, I think, has a great source. I also think it's a great free resource for everybody on this call to get a profile on, as well as to, in the Probate Mastery, we talk about building your database of servicers. Well, you can get them to promote themselves on Executorium, as well as find services on there that you can solicit for referrals on Executorium. So I just think it fits in really nicely with the Probate Mastery training concept.
I love it. I love it. Um, Duplicate other people's content, is basically
Yes.
what Bill just said, and gave you a specific tool. I've never used Executorium. I need to. I'm gonna try to do that today. So really good tool. Another thing, look and see what the attorneys in your market are writing. Rip it off. Don't present yourself as an attorney, so don't rip it off verbatim, because then you're gonna come off like an attorney, and you've got to be careful giving heavy legal advice. But look at what the attorneys are doing. Um, Michael asked who the go-tos were. So if somebody is doing a really good job with your web content, either video or your website content, raise your hand. I want to hear kind of what you're doing. I do know that one of the people that I like to look at what he's doing is Courtney Rollins. Um, so Courtney Rollins, he's here in my market, Durham, North Carolina, and he does a good job of producing relevant video content, not website content, but video content for YouTube around what consumers are looking for. And if you were to go to find him on YouTube, you're going to see videos that have their 12 views. Okay, they're not getting a lot of views, but you're also going to see videos that have thousands of views. And that's what you want. And when you know that someone's really doing a great job with their content is when you can go to Google and you can look for a specific phrase, a specific popular phrase, and their videos show up multiple times on top of the Google search. So I'm kind of a bigger fan of making my videos show up first than I am making my website show up first. Now, I'm being a little bit of a hypocrite in saying that because I work a lot on the Probate Mastery website, making sure that it shows up at the top. So I believe in making a website show first. I think it's easier to make a YouTube video show first, especially when you're competing with attorneys, you're competing with estate sale companies, you're competing with big national home buyers. So I like to try to make my videos pop at the top of a Google search versus a website. And then maybe little by little, add blogs and different things like that and link my videos into a website because that's going to help your website rank. But if you do a killer video that matches the exact search term that a lot of consumers are looking for, how to fill out such and such a form, how much does probate cost in New Jersey? How much does probate cost in such and such a town in New Jersey? How much does it cost to apply for probate? What should I do first if I need to apply for probate? Things like that are what consumers are looking for. You do a video or a blog and you match to that specific term. Make sure that you hit that specific term in your subject line multiple times in your video or your blog, and also in the content section underneath of your video. If you do that, it's going to rise to the top. Somebody's going to put in a search. There are certain search terms in our area where I could put the search term in, and the first 4 unpaid things that Google promotes are 4 videos that Courtney's done. Okay, doesn't matter how good the video is. It's how relevant that video is, how relevant Google thinks that video is to what they searched for. And if you've got 4 things before they ever get to see anybody else, you've got a great chance of pulling them to work with you. I would also work on pulling them to call you for help with non-real estate things. They'll frequently find you looking for something that has nothing to do with real estate. Ask them to call you for some sort of guidance or free resource. Once you get them, then you can start to spin the conversation toward real estate delicately. So I would try to start most of the relationships from a content standpoint in a without a heavy focus on real estate. I'm not going to say no focus on real estate, but more toward the process and importantly, starting the process of probate. Okay, good. Hopefully that helped. Let me kind of on that topic, I'm going to go after a couple of different things that you guys can do to stand out online. So number 1, relevant video on YouTube. YouTube, because it's owned by Google, it's going to rank much higher and Google pushes it to the top of search terms, of searches. Pay-per-click. So maybe you go in and type in how to apply for probate I'm in North Carolina, how to apply for probate in North Carolina. There are more than likely a couple of law firms that are paying to have traffic driven to them under that search term. So not many agents or investors have done that. That's an unproven concept, guys. Unproven. If you do it and it doesn't work, don't say Bruce told me to do it. But that is definitely something you could do. You could find what people are searching for and set up a Google AdWords campaign around those search terms and drive it to your website. It's going to require you to have some kind of website or at minimum landing page. I would have a full website with a lead capture on it. So that's a way that you could get traffic to your site. But again, it's not how to sell my inherited property. They're not looking for that. They're not looking for that. They already know a realtor. They already know investors, probably. Okay. So how to apply for probate would probably be the easiest one. All right. Another is go to the chat forums. So the discussion forums like Reddit or Quora. Those are the two most popular discussion forums. And if you can get a viral back and forth going with a specific topic, and I would try to tie it somewhat locally, but if you can get some back and forth going by posting a question and then interacting with the people commenting, it'll rank really high. So video normally ranks the highest organically. If there is good video, it normally ranks the highest organically. Discussion forums, when there's good back and forth and interaction, typically rank second highest. Blogs and websites are typically third. So if you go to a search term, how to apply for probate in North Carolina, and if there's good video, relevant video, it'll normally show up first. If there's a good discussion forum with good back and forth and interaction, it'll typically show up second. And then your blogs and websites normally show up. Now, we can reverse that. You could reverse that with blogs and websites, but I'm just going to tell you Google pushes the video and discussion forums normally faster if everything else is equal. If you go and type that in and it's only websites and blogs that show up first, it just means nobody's done a good video or created a good discussion. That's all it means. It doesn't mean that websites are the best. It just means there's nobody that's done a good video. It's an open market for you to do a good video. And not many people in our probate space, I don't know of anyone, including myself, I don't know of anyone who's got a really good viral discussion going on the probate process. It's been on my list to start. I would do it local. I would do it regional. I wouldn't do it nationwide because then you're going to get discussion that's not relevant. But I'm a believer that we should be doing that in our markets. And then you can just sort of hack the comments by talking to your peers if you want. Okay. So do those. Blogs are important as well. So if you have a really good website, make sure that you're producing solid blogs with a heavy dose of keywords embedded in the blog. If anyone's a writer in here, and I know I've coached a couple of people that are really good writers, they hate writing for blogs. Okay, they hate writing for blogs. Why? Because you need to write a good article and then you need to go in and find that keyword that you want it to pop for and put that keyword in 15 or 20 times. And you look at that blog and you go, oh, I'm agonizing because I keep on putting this key phrase in over and over and over and over again. And it's terrible writing, but guess what? Google loves it. The search engines love it because they can really clearly, their algorithm can really clearly be like, oh, hey, this blog or this video must be about how to apply for probate in North Carolina. Because this person says it 50,000 times. Okay, that's what you want. You want to say it if it's video over and over and over and over again, whatever that keyword is. You want to write it if it's a blog or in your video description over and over and over and over again, and make sure that the algorithm can't help but know this must be about that topic. If you just say it once or twice, the algorithm doesn't know. You could have done that on accident. All right. So, all right. That was my tangent. Let's move on.